Hello lads and lassies and welcome back to my channel as I'm Mr. Mayhem. Today we are back again for the, depending on how much I get in the year, annual 4K collection update. My Blu-ray collection I did last year, that was like 1,500 films, it is now at least. I don't think I'll probably update that again for a good couple of years because there's just way too much to go through in one sitting. However, my 4K stuff has doubled since last year, so look forward to showing this off. As per usual, I've only watched about half of it, but I'm getting around to it. I'm trying to watch at least one thing a day to try and get through it. But yeah, so before we get into this, if you do enjoy this, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe for more. You can support me on Patreon, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, links in the description. Now, I will say, last year I had a complaint that was like too much talking, too long. I was like, well, I don't care. Because I enjoy watching videos where people go through their collections, talk about their history, experience with how they got the film or etc, just whatever. So this video is probably going to be very long. If we're going by just the time of the last one, it'll probably be 3 hours long, this one. So, yeah, so I hope you enjoy either way. But again, we're going to be going in alphabetical order, or numbers, then alphabetical order, because I want to. And steelbooks will be interspliced with this as well. So there are a couple of things that have not arrived yet, but I have free time now to shoot it. The house is empty, so I can do this. So if you see me intersplice wearing different clothing, different lighting with a random movie, that's probably why. But 99% of this is just going to be done right now, hopefully. But yeah, so we're going to start off with the numbers. First, we've got 310 to Yuma. This is one of the ones I have watched. I have watched since last year, and it is very, very good. Great performances. Really, just quite a fun film. Probably not the right word for it, but it is enjoyable. The 4K looks fine. I mean, I know this is an upscale, and there's not much more to say on that. Yeah, good film. Picked it up on a whim because... Why? Why did I pick it up on a whim? Because of the cast, and I'd heard about it before. And it's James Mangold. Another one I've watched, 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. I love this film. I think it is probably Michael Bay's best film. The 4K itself looks pretty decent. Picked this up because I wanted to watch it again and because I already like the film, so. Pardon me. Then we have 65 with Adam Driver. Picked this up, blind buy. I'd heard it wasn't very good, but I ended up enjoying this for what it is. It's not, incredibly amazing, but it is fun, and I enjoyed it for what it was, and I'll probably watch it again. Then we have 1917. I have still not watched this one yet, actually. There's a lot of these, I can't remember if they were in this video last year, so yeah, I haven't watched this yet. I've seen the film, it's fantastic, but I haven't watched the 4K yet. That was a pickup in CEX because it was cheap. I haven't watched this one either. 2001: A Space Odyssey, although I've heard the 4K for this is incredible. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out at some point. Sorry about the lighting. The window's there, so... but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to checking this out. I've seen the film before. It's fantastic, but... this was a guilty pleasure buy. Because I saw this film when I was little, and I enjoy it, and that's 2012. This film's bad, but I enjoy it for what it is. I need to actually get around to watching this on 4K because it was on a deal. So then we have another film that I'm pretty sure I did an unboxing for this, and that's All Quiet on the Western Front, the little digibook thing, which is quite nice. Yeah, I still haven't watched this yet, but I need to get around to watching it. Picked this up because I heard it was fantastic, and it's a Netflix film that got a physical release, so... Yeah, because originally I was going to watch it on Netflix, but then they announced that, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that instead. This is one that I am willing to give a second chance, because I did not like it very much in the cinema, but it was in a 2-for deal with something else, and that's Alita Battle Angel. Yeah, I wanted to give this another try, so I'm looking forward to trying this out at some point in the future. As you can see, I've still not watched it yet, but yeah. Why is that getting slidey already? Okay. Then we have Ad Astra. I thought this was decent when I first watched it, although I did fall asleep towards the end and have to rewind it. And I don't know about you, but if I fall asleep during a movie, I get completely lost and I need to skip back, like, even if I've only missed a minute or two, I need to skip back like 10 minutes at least just to kind of get myself back into the flow of it. But yeah, I'm willing to give this one another chance. Again, it was in a twofer, so looking forward to checking that out. Next up, we have Alien Covenant. I actually really enjoyed this film. I saw it for my birthday, like when it came out, with a mate of mine, and I still really enjoy this film. I think the alien is terrifying in this. I think it is brutal, and there's some weird elements. It's not, the best thing, but I still really do enjoy this. I have watched the 4K, and it's pretty decent. Did I watch this? Oh, I must have, because it's open. Odd. Next up, we have Prometheus. This is a film that I go back and forth on. I love the aesthetic of it, like the atmosphere and everything, but it's just a bit boring, if I'm being quite honest. Sorry, that's a bit loud. It's just a bit boring, if I'm being completely honest. But the 4K is alright. Now, this is a 4K I have watched. The only reason it's sealed, pardon me, is because Callum actually rebought me it with a slipcover. So I have watched this. It's Alien, the 40th anniversary 4K. This is one of the first 4Ks that I watched where I was like, wow, that is a difference. This is an incredible 4K in my opinion. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and obviously the film is a classic. It's incredible. Ridley Scott, etc. But yeah, no, it's great. Just wish Ridley would have made something better than Napoleon. But, it's just my opinion. So then we have An American Werewolf in London. I have watched this 4K as well. This looks incredible. This is the Arrow Video one, the kind of Fat Spine one. This is such a good movie. The practical effects in this, people have said it before, but they look perfect. They are gorgeous. They are incredible. If you've not seen this, it's incredible. And if you've not got the 4K, it is well worth picking up in my opinion. Immaculate. Set I got pre-owned, that's why it's a bit bashed up. The Hitchcock Classic, is it Classics? Yeah, the Hitchcock Classic Collection Part 1. Out of this collection, the 4Ks I've seen all these films. The 4Ks I've seen Rear Window. No. Was it Vertigo or Rear Window I watched? Vertigo. I've seen the Vertigo 4K. And I've seen the Birds 4K. They both look great. All the films are fantastic, although I find the Birds to be a bit slow, just personally. But again, a great set. I think I picked this up for like £20, which is, it's a bit bashed up, but I don't mind for that price. American Psycho Steelbook, the Lionsgate 4K one. Fantastic film. Pre-ordered this as soon as it went up for order, because I love this film so much. Quiet Place Part 1. Sorry, you can't really see that because of the light, but yeah, lovely steelbook, fantastic film. Saw that in the cinema. Quiet Place Part 2, again, not quite as good as the first, but it's very close. It's okay. I think the art is pretty decent. The film itself, those 4Ks look really good. Oh, the American Psycho 4K looks fantastic as well. Should have said. Now, I'd seen this next one before, but hadn't really vibed with it at first, but it was quite cheap, so I picked it up because I wanted to give it another try. That's American Assassin. The 4K for this is fine. The film itself, I really enjoyed. It's fun. I don't know, it's fun. I mean, I have a different meaning of fun, but I enjoyed it for what it was, personally. I think Dylan O'Brien is quite good in it, action's pretty well filmed, so. This is a film I picked up because I hadn't seen it since school, and it's okay. It's Apollo 13. 4K looks fine. The movie is fine. I just find it a bit boring. It takes too long to get there, and I mean, I respect it for what it is, but I don't know if I would ever watch it again, or at least anytime soon. I'm not going to get rid of it, but yeah. One I bought because I think I was on a Tom Cruise kind of, kick, but I haven't actually watched this yet, and that's American Made. This was like £8. I've seen this before. It is pretty good. Tom Cruise is great in it. Yeah. Oh, now on to two of the best 4Ks I've ever seen, and that is Avatar 1. The Steelbook's still not out here yet, which sucks ass. We're getting it next year, so. But yeah, Avatar. Oh, I do love that slip cover though. It's lovely. But Avatar is fantastic. This looks insane. This looks gorgeous. The sound mix, everything about this is just top fucking notch in my opinion. But it somehow gets even better with The Way of Water. This looks even better. This is probably in my top 3 4Ks of all time. It looks incredible. And I really enjoy both films. As long as the second one is, I do enjoy it. Okay, next up we have Annihilation. I've seen this before. I've just not actually watched the 4K yet. I've heard it's pretty decent, the 4K, but I really enjoyed this when I first watched it, so we'll see. Pardon me. Next up we have Assassin's Creed. Pardon me again. God, yeah, Assassin's Creed. This is a film that I enjoy. It's not great, but I do enjoy it. I do wish it was better. The 4K looks fine. Like, it looks like a Blu-ray. I mean, not much more to say on that. But this was like £4. I have actually watched this. Yeah, 4K is fine. I've seen this 4K, but I've not watched my copy. Actually, and that's Ambulance. This is probably Michael Bay's second best film, in my opinion. This film is a riot. This film is ridiculous. Jake Gyllenhaal is so funny in this. He's so entertaining. And the 4K looks pretty good. So, yeah, I definitely recommend Ambulance. Oh, one of my favourite films of all time. Which, sadly, the 4K has colour bleeding issues. Star is Born. Love this film. One of my favourites of all time. Still makes me cry. I've watched this 4K. It looks good, but there's serious colour bleeding. And that might have just been my old TV, I don't know, but yeah, I love this film. It is fantastic. I don't care what anyone says. I love it. So then we have The Accountant. I've not watched this 4K, as you can see, but I've seen the film before. It is great. Yeah. And the final A is Arrival. I have not seen this 4K yet, but I have seen the film, and it's pretty good. I need to give it another watch before I can really give a solid opinion on it. But it is very good. It's very beautiful. The sound design is amazing. But yeah, and that is all the A's. Now we're going on to the B's. First up, we have the Back to the Future trilogy in this lovely little glossy foily case. I've still not watched these yet. I've had these for ages. These were one of the first 4Ks I got because it was cheap. But I need to go back and watch all these again because I've heard the 4Ks are pretty good. This is childhood to me. This is just pure childhood. And I love it. So then we have a film that I have seen but not watched the 4K yet because Disney tends to do these things with Fox's label where they'll do like 2 for 20, 2 for 24 in HMV all the time. And I've bought most of what they do in that deal. So it's quite funny. Sorry, I'm getting a... Yeah, okay. But yeah, that is Bad Times at the El Royale. This is a great film. Great kind of thriller. Very, very, very good stuff. If you've never seen this before, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. A film that I go back and forth on a lot. That's Blade Runner, the final cut. It's just Blade Runner. This is a film that I've seen quite a few times, but I don't really enjoy it. I find it boring. The 4K itself is gorgeous, but I find this film to be quite boring most of the time. There's only a couple times where I've actually thoroughly enjoyed it. But for the most part, yeah, it's not. I respect it for what it did for sci-fi and everything, but to me, I just don't enjoy it that much. Then we have Blade Runner 2049. This is the exact opposite. I adore this film. The cinematography is gorgeous. The 4K is fantastic. Just love, love, love this film. And I have watched this 4K. It's brilliant. Another film that I really enjoy. It's not the best film ever made, but Brightburn. Brightburn is fantastic. For what they're going for, it works very, very well. There are quite a few issues with it, but for the most part, I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed this film. Then we have Braveheart. Again, this is another one of the Disney 2 for 24 things. I've seen it once, I think. I think I've seen it twice. But I've seen it once that I can remember. Yeah, it's Braveheart. It's good. It's, winner of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It's good. It's good. I enjoy it. Obviously, about my home country. But, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not much more to say on that. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I love this film. Fantastic. Just such a warm blanket. Just, warm hug of a film. Great. I've not watched the 4K yet, but yeah, just a great film. Bill and Ted Face the Music. I hadn't seen this before. I've watched the 4K. It is okay. The film itself is decent. It's a good send-off for Bill and Ted, I think. It's better than the second one, in my opinion. Yeah, really, really enjoyed this. It was cool seeing them back as older men. It was cool. Time for a chungo. We have the Bourne box set with all the films. Just to know, I love box sets that come with all of them separately like that. But then I also do like form-fitting ones where it's like, where it's like thinner. But Bourne sets. I've seen 3 out of 5 of these. Actually, both, like, I've seen 3 out of 5 of these on 4K, and I've only seen 3 out of 5 of these. The Bourne Identity looks fine. The Bourne Supremacy looks a bit better. The Bourne Ultimatum looks the best. I've not seen Legacy or Jason Bourne because I kind of stopped, but I need to go back and watch them at some point. So, but yeah, I love these kind of chungo sets. Not much more to say on that. I'm now trying to balance this tower I've got going. Then we have Bullet Train, which the 4K for this looks fantastic, but personally, I go back and forth with this film. I really enjoy it, but I think it's a bit too long, and there's certain elements to me that just don't work. I love, is it Lemon and Tangerine, I believe? They're fantastic. Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Brian Tyree Henry are fantastic, but and so is Brad Pitt, but I think it's just a bit too long, and it takes a bit too long to get to certain places, but I do really enjoy it, and the 4K is gorgeous. Then we have Beetlejuice. Picked this up in a 2 for 25. I've never seen it, but it's apparently a classic, so I thought I'd pick it up and check it out. I'm gonna stop doing that. I mean, there are only a couple left in this pile. I'm doing it shelf by shelf. Then we have Backdraft. My dad always told me about this film. I've still not watched it yet, but it was in a 2 for deal, and I was curious, so I'm gonna check this out at some point. Then we have Black Hawk Down, which I hope looks better than the Blu-ray, because the Blu-ray looked like ass. Although I think that might just be the way the film was shot. But I'm looking forward to checking this one out again. I've not watched it. As you can see, it's sealed. And last for this pile, Babylon. This 4K is gorgeous. The steelbook itself is okay, but the film itself is fantastic. A love letter to cinema. I adore this. The 4K is fantastic. Okay, next up, we have, Baby Driver. As you can see, this was down money-wise. Yeah, this film is fantastic. There's also a cinema ticket on the back that I've yet to put in the case. But yeah, this film is fantastic. It's Edgar Wright. It's awesome. Then we have Battleship. This is a film that I was curious about, and it's shit. This film is shit. I was kind of hoping it'd be big, dumb fun, but the big, dumb fun is like the tiniest part of this film. The rest of it is just talking and boring and not good. The Boss Baby, this is a joke with me and Callum. Actually, it's him and another friend, but I've always been curious, so I picked it up for like £4, and I've still not watched it. I'm going to bring this closer because it's a bit far away. And we have Basic Instinct. For the longest time, I thought this was just, funny, haha, sex movie, lol, so much sex. But it's actually a pretty good thriller. I really enjoyed this. I definitely recommend it. There is a lot of sex, but it's important to the plot. It's pretty good. And the 4K, my God, the 4K. 4K is bloody gorgeous. One of the best I've ever seen. Incredible. A film that I don't even know why I got this 4K. I think it was like really cheap. Bohemian Rhapsody. This film, I loved it when I first saw it. But over time, it's kind of grated on me, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury is fantastic, but the film itself could use a lot of work. But yeah, I'll probably watch that again at some point. Don't know when, but I probably will. Mike, you okay? Yeah, you're okay. Then we have Blade. I wanted to give this another try, and there was a 3 for 30 on at HMV a couple of weeks ago, and that never happens. So looking forward to checking this one out again, because I thought it was okay when I first saw it. Barbie Steelbook. It's Barbie. What do you want me to say? It's Barbie. It's really good. Although the more I watch it, the more it kind of grates on me a little bit. It used to be a 5. It's now like a 4.5, probably a 4. But yeah, good stuff. I haven't watched the 4K yet. Most of my Steelbooks are open because I do unboxings for them. So then we have the 10 Cloverfield Lane Cloverfield double pack. I love Cloverfield. Cloverfield is one of my favourite films. It is just an incredible, incredible monster movie. 10 Cloverfield Lane is really good as well. I've seen Cloverfield on 4K. It looks, you know, fine. I haven't seen 10 Cloverfield Lane on 4K yet. I've also just realised that we are now into the C's. So, oops. Then we have Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I've not seen this before, but I did get it from CEX for cheap, and I look forward to checking it out at some point soon. So, then we have Candyman. I love this steelbook. This is a gorgeous steelbook. This thing's almost a year old now. Actually, it will be a year old by the time this video goes up. Yeah, this film like blew my expectations out the water. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's better than the original personally. Don't kill me, but you know, different strokes, different folks. But I really, really enjoyed this, and this steelbook is gorgeous. I've not seen the 4K yet, but oh. Rocky, the Knockout Collection. This is a collection that I wish had 2 more films in it. 5 and Balboa. But apparently we're getting them at some point. But it'll still be shitty to kind of have them like separate. But I've watched all of these. They all look really good, but the best one by far is the Rocky vs. Drago, the Ultimate Director's Cut. That shit looks like it was filmed today with like the highest quality cameras ever. The colors pop. It's one of the best 4Ks I've ever seen. The colors are insane. The fidelity, just the worth it for that alone, in my opinion. Because I love all the Rocky films, apart from 5. And then we have another slapper, Creed and Creed 2 in 4K. I've watched these 4Ks. They look fine. I mean, they probably do look better than the Blu-ray, but yeah, these films are awesome. I love all 3 of them, which we will get to. I also have the standard. I got this one first because it was cheap, and then I got this one when it came out, and I have these 2 copies. But I love these films. These films are just fantastic. Yeah. And then we have Creed 3. I've seen this film now, 6 times. And I love it. It's a very special thing between me and Callum, and yeah. I'm going to be watching it again before the end of the year, so. But yeah, I love this film. Back, the front, it's great. Another film that is absolutely fantastic is Collateral with Tom Cruise. I've not watched the 4K yet, but yeah, brilliant, brilliant film. Cold Pursuit. This was a film that for the longest time I saw it in the cinema and didn't really like it that much, but the 4K was cheap, so I picked it up, and then Callum said that he really liked it, so we watched that again together, and I think it's alright. I still don't love it. I like it more than I did before, but I don't find it as funny as some other people do. So then we have the Cornetto trilogy. Yeah, it's fantastic trilogy. My favourite probably being The World's End, then Shaun of the Dead, then Hot Fuzz, I know. But I all think they're of similar quality. I've not watched any of these yet, as you can see, but yeah, they're fantastic. surprisingly goddamn gorgeous 4K. Cocaine Bear. This film looks stunning in 4K. I didn't get the chance to see it in cinemas, but I did see it. But I did pick up the 4K, and really, really, really enjoyed the film. It's nothing like like life changing, but it is a lot of fun. It's quite funny, and the 4K looks incredible. Then we have Carlito's Way. Again, I've never seen it before, but I've heard it's pretty good. Picked this up in a 2 for 25 with Beetlejuice, so yeah. We have Charlie's Angels. My girlfriend really likes these films, and I enjoyed the first one, and I kind of really enjoyed the remake. Like, yeah. But this 4K looks pretty good. I have watched this one. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Not much more to say on that. Crawl, really, 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 really like this film. It's fucking great. And the 4K looks insane. It looks incredible. Like a great upgrade if you're wanting to get it. Although it does only come with the 4K, I should say that. Ah, yes, my biggest disappointment of the last, couple of years for me. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. The first two films are some of my favourite films ever. This film was a big letdown. Although I like it a little bit more than I did when I saw it in the cinema. I still don't love it. I still don't really like it a lot. It's fine. The 4K looks okay. Not much more to say on that one. Gonna move on. Cabin in the Woods. I have watched this 4K. It looks really good. And the steelbook itself is awesome. I will not be taking any of these out because they are a pain in the arse to put back in, but I do have unboxings for them. You can find them I have a playlist on my channel. Fantastic horror film. And a great spin on the genre. Chaos Walking. Not seen this yet. Picked it up because it was the same price as the standard 4K. It was a tenner. And the steelbook is quite nice. So. Casino, Scorsese. I need to watch this at some point. It's long, but I'll probably end up enjoying it because it's Scorsese, although Killers of the Flower Moon was way too long. And I saw it for a second time with my dad, and it was a painful experience. But yeah. Cliffhanger. I have not seen this yet, but I want to because I love old school Stallone. And this looks like quite a lot of fun. So then we have Crimes of the Future, the Second Sight one. This 4K looks stunning. Like, it looks incredible. The film itself, I'm mixed on at the moment. I enjoyed it. I think the practical effects are great. The idea of the story is great, but it is very much quite strange. But I'm going to give it another try at some point in the future. Chernobyl, I imported this from America because this is one of my favorite miniseries. If not, it is probably my favorite miniseries. I've not watched the 4K yet. I really should, but it is just perfection. Die Hard. I've watched this 4K. It looks pretty good. The film itself is obviously a classic Christmas film. Amazing. Yeah, it's Die Hard. What do you want me to say? It's Die Hard. Doom. Guilty pleasure film. It's bad. I've not watched this 4K yet. The reason it's open is because the first copy I got when I went to watch it, I opened it up and there was 2 Blu-ray discs, no 4K. So I had to send it back, and I opened this up to make sure it had it. Although it does worry me about other things, but it's very rare that happens. But yeah, both. I haven't watched this 4K yet, but I do want to at some point because this is a guilty pleasure kind of. It's shit, but yeah. Fucking hell, did I just do it again? I did. We're on to the D's now. I need to... do you know what? If I forget, I'll just section it out in the timeline of the video, okay? Then we have Dread, which is... the 4K is okay. It's fine. The film itself is fantastic. The steelbook is gorgeous. I love this film. It is incredible. I watched it. I have seen this 4K. I watched it recently. It's awesome. The film itself is awesome. Sorry, the 4K is fine. Fuck me. The mouse got it a million miles an hour. Then we have the Batman Classic Collection. This is open at the side. I should just take the full wrap off, but I want to do it when I actually watch one of them. I've not watched any of these in 4K yet, but there was a deal on where instead of 70, it was like 35. So I'm going to give these another chance because I've seen Batman and Batman Begins. Batman Begins, Batman and Robin. I've not seen Returns of Forever. So I'm looking forward to checking these out because I've heard the 4Ks look pretty good, although I heard the first one's color grading is not great. But most of the time I don't notice it because I haven't watched the originals religiously. But yeah, look forward to checking these ones out at some point in the future. Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. This restoration is insane. I have watched this 4K. The film itself is also like some of the best Batman media you can get, I think. It's awesome. Then we have Batman Begins, the big chunky collector's set with the steelbook. Batman Begins is fantastic. The Dark Knight, again, the same kind of thing. I have the whole trilogy like this. You know, it's the Dark Knight trilogy. I think they're all fantastic films. Even Rises. I love Rises. Rises is special. Yeah, fantastic. And we have Man of Steel. I really, really enjoy this film. I think it's quite good. I don't really know what else to say about that, but I just think it's really good. So, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. I've seen this 4K, not my one, but I have seen it. Oh, that was my cinema ticket. I have seen it, just not my one. I really, really enjoy the Ultimate Edition, and the 4K looks gorgeous. The IMAX stuff is incredible. And then we have Suicide Squad. I enjoy this film. I know a lot of people hate it, but I enjoy it for what it is. It's nowhere near as good as the Suicide Squad, but I enjoy it for what it is, like I said. Then we have, then we have Wonder Woman. I enjoy this film quite a bit. I have seen the 4K. It looks okay. It looks fine. The film is quite fun. It's quite good. That's a really nice slipcover, I should keep saying. But yeah, I really do enjoy Wonder Woman. Then we have Justice League. I have come to be able to enjoy both cuts of this film. I think it's not good. It's shit. But I can enjoy it as a more digestible version, like a more easy to digest. It's still shit, but I can get enjoyment out of it personally. The 4K looks fine. The colours pop way too much though for me. Aquaman, one of my favourite DC films. This film is just so much fun. At the time of recording this, I've not seen The Lost Kingdom, so hopefully it's good. I just want it to be fun. I don't care if it's actually like, you know, the best film ever made. I just want it to be fun. So hopefully it is, because I really, really love Aquaman. And the 4K looks gorgeous. Shazam, I think it's pretty good. I think it's alright. I enjoy this quite a bit. It's quite fun. It's quite fresh. Not much more to say on that one, really. Then we have Joker. Haha. Joker moment, you know, all the stuff. Joker's fantastic. Joaquin Phoenix is fantastic. This is not the steelbook I wanted. I wanted the HMV one, but HMV have a fucking stupid policy where you cannot change the card information on an order. Don't know why. It's fucking dumb. HMV, if you're watching, change that shit. But yeah, this film is fantastic. And the 4K looks pretty good. Birds of Prey. I love this film. I think it is so much fun. Margot Robbie at her best. She is just incredible as Harley Quinn. And the 4K looks pretty good. Pardon me. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Love it. I'm not a Snyder groupie, but I think this is fantastic. He made the cut, he made this so it could continue as well. Even though he knew it probably wouldn't, he made it so it could, and I respect him so much for that. I love this film. I think it is fantastic. And the 4K looks bloody gorgeous. The Suicide Squad, James Gunn, you've done it again. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's so funny. It's so much fun. Just incredible. And the 4K looks gorgeous as well. Then we have the Batman HMV. It's the Batman. It's incredible. I'm so excited for the sequels when we get them eventually. But yeah, the 4K for this is bloody gorgeous. It's incredible. I love it. Zavi exclusive Batman Steelbook. Again, you know, it's awesome. Then we have Black Adam, a film that's grown on me. I did not like it in the cinema. Watched it again in January with Callum. Liked it less. Then watched it again on my own after I got it, and I enjoy it for what it is. It's fun, and the 4K is stunning, which is very strange. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Saw this in cinemas. Thought it was decent. I haven't watched this 4K yet. Oh, there's my ticket. But yeah, watched this in cinemas. Haven't seen it since, but thought it was fine. Thought it was quite fun, and I want to check it out again. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I've watched this 4K, and I think it looks pretty okay. The Flash. The Flash 4K looks quite... I can't even remember how it looks, because the film's so forgettable for me. I enjoyed it a bit more than the cinemas, but I really didn't like this in the cinemas. I found it cringy. It was such a mess. It took... no, not good. No. But I like it a bit more now. Oh, this is a film that I loved. Unironically, I adore it. Blue Beetle, with a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous steelbook. I love this film. I think it's so fun. It's so wholesome. I haven't checked out the 4K yet, but yeah, just one of my favourites of the year, definitely. But you'll see my ranked list, which will be quite long because I've seen quite a bit this year. Then we have Drive. I've seen this 4K. It looks incredible. The film itself is fucking fantastic. And yeah, the transfer by Second Sight is just... Oh. Dawn of the Dead. This is the 4K set. I also have the Blu-ray one, but this is just a single one by Second Sight again. I've not watched this 4K, but I've seen the film and it is great. Another Second Sight, Dog Soldiers. So happy that they made this, and I love this film. The practical effects are insane. The transfer is bloody gorgeous. Just top-notch stuff, honestly. One of the biggest surprises of this year, hands down, Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. This film is incredible. It is so much fun. The 4K looks great. Honestly, I'm so surprised at how good this was. I just pray we get a sequel because it is, so good. Dune. We should have had Dune Part 2 by now. Rawr. This still looks a bit boring for me. I kind of wanted, the poster where the sand's more orange, but this film is fucking fantastic, and I am so excited to see Dune Part 2 when it comes out. Hopefully it's just as good as this, but yeah. And now we've got the Disney stuff. The way I have my stuff laid out is like, it'll be like D for Disney, or M for MCU, or M for Monsterverse, blah, 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 blah. So, first up, we have Aladdin. Got this for Christmas last year, I believe, and I've still not watched it yet. There's a running pattern here, but these are all so cheap now that I can afford to just buy them and just leave them and watch them later. I know I can watch them on Disney Plus, but no. And this slipcover is gorgeous, so... Then we have Beauty and the Beast, one of my favourite Disney films. Pardon me. I love it. Again, I've not watched this 4K because I actually saw the re-release they did in October in cinemas, which was awesome. Beauty and the Beast remake, which I also love. I think it's it's probably the best live-action remake in my opinion, although I've not seen Jungle Book, so I can't be the full definitive on that, but yeah, really, really, really enjoyed this. Like I said, all these were so dirt cheap, it was mental. Cruella, I've not seen this yet, but again, it was cheap, and I'd heard it was pretty good. Need to check it out at some point soon. Encanto, I hadn't seen this before. Again, it was cheap, checked it out, and I love it. I think it is, again, just a wholesome film. Yeah, it's great. And the 4K looks pretty good as well. Although I find it hard to tell with animation. Frozen, I actually saw this at a re-release in October as well, and I enjoyed it a lot more. After the fad's gone away and the annoyance of Let It Go, I think this is pretty damn good. Yeah, haven't watched the 4K yet though. This, however, I don't think it's alright, although it's special for me for a reason I won't get into, but yeah, this Frozen 2 is fine. The 4K is fine. Not much more to say on that one, really. The Jungle Book, I've not watched this yet, but I will at some point because I've heard it's quite good. The remake, I've seen the original. Jungle Cruise, I watched Callum's one. Callum's 4K, and I didn't enjoy it that much, but I wanted to give it another try, and again, there was like this Disney sale where everything was so cheap, so. Luca, again, I haven't seen it before, but I wanted to give it a try because it was so cheap. Lion King, fantastic film. The remake is utter dog shit, and I will never watch it again. But this, he's good. Mulan, a film that my girlfriend showed me for the first time, like back when we first started going out. It's awesome. Mulan is incredible, as you probably all already know, and I'm just late to the party. Little Mermaid, one of my favourite Disney films, incredible. Again, I've not watched the 4K because it was so cheap. Moana, again, fantastic film, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous film. I've heard this is one of the better Disney transfers. Maleficent, I enjoy this film quite a bit. It's quite fun. I think Angelina Jolie is great in it. Can't remember much more about that though. And the girlfriend loves it. A lot of this Disney stuff is for her, but I do enjoy quite a bit of it. Then we have Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I've not seen this one yet, but again, these were all like £5 each, so it's really not a loss that I haven't watched them yet. This is one that I can understand why it's £4. I just kicked the camera. I do apologise. Mary Poppins Returns. This 4K is garbo. It is dull. The resolution's just a Blu-ray, and I can understand why it's so cheap. The film itself is okay. I find it a bit overlong and a bit grating at times, but you know, the girlfriend enjoys it. That's the main thing. Onward, again, it was dirt cheap. I need to watch it again at some point soon to give it another evaluation, because I only watched it. It was a lockdown film when you would go to the store and there would only be a certain number of films, because over here at Tesco they've went from having loads of stuff to only having like new releases, and for the longest time Onward, it was just like Onward, The Fifth Element, and a couple other like new releases or re-releases. So but I did enjoy this for what it was at the time, although I just think, I don't know, something about it just didn't click with me. But again, it was so cheap. One that I've heard fantastic things about and I've yet to watch, Raya and the Last Dragon. I've heard this is great as well. I need to get around to checking this out, because like I said, I heard it's great. So we'll see. A film that I have seen, I haven't watched the 4K, but I've seen it, and it is fucking amazing. Soul. A lot of these are a bit tricky to warrant a rewatch sometimes, unless it's been like years. But I think it's about time I rewatched this, because again, this was a lockdown film on Disney+. But yeah, Soul. Soul is great. If you've not seen Soul, I recommend it. Oh, Turning Red. Turning Red, I love this film. It is great. I have seen the 4K, and it looks pretty damn good. I love red pandas, as does my girlfriend. So like, this is just like dream. I love this film. It is so much fun, and it's got a good message behind it. Gorgeous animation as well. Oh, I did not enjoy this next film at all, really. Lightyear. This film was boring. It was unfunny. The animation was fine. Yeah, I mean, I heard it wasn't great, but I wasn't expecting to dislike it that much. And the 4K is okay. Toy Story 1 is good. I've not seen the 4K yet, but it's good. I got all 4 films for my birthday from Callum. Toy Story 2, good. Again, not seen the 4K, but it's good. Toy Story 3, masterpiece, incredible, awesome. Toy Story 4, I really enjoyed this. The animation is gorgeous. It's good. Detective Pikachu, really enjoyed this film. I've not actually, what was I trying to say? I've seen the 4K for this. It looks pretty decent. And the film's pretty good as well. Days of Thunder, again, my Tom Cruise kick. I've not actually watched this yet, but I'm pretty sure I've seen this before, like ages ago when I was younger. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have, because I was 15. But yes, moving on from that. Should check my mic box. Yeah, we're okay, we're fine. Deepwater Horizon, fantastic, fantastic film. Saw this in IMAX, and it's, oh, hits hard. Not watched this 4K yet though, but have been meaning to. District 9 in a, quite frankly, weird rap. Yeah, fuck this, I'm taking this off. This is just annoying me. So that probably sounds great on camera. Yeah, just checking it actually had the 4K disc in it, yeah. But I mean, yeah, District 9, fantastic film. Not watched the 4K yet, as you literally just saw me open it, but yeah. Donnie Darko, this was half off at FOP, as you can see. This film is great. Again, I've not seen this transfer yet. Dunkirk, I have actually watched this 4K and it looks great. And the film itself is fantastic. Don't worry, darling, I've not watched this 4K yet, but I did really enjoy it when I saw it in the cinema. Good stuff. Doctor Strangelove, not watched this 4K yet, but again, I've seen the film and it's great. The Equalizer, 4K looks fine, the film's really good. Equalizer 2, again, 4K is fine, film's pretty good. Edge of Tomorrow, this is the Xavi limited edition with the steelbook. This film's awesome. I need to watch this 4K at some point because it is, I love this film. It is so good. One of my favorites, Event Horizon. This is the limited edition with the steelbook. Event Horizon's fucking awesome. One of my favorite horrors of all time, and yeah, it's so good. If you've not seen Event Horizon, it's great, and the 4K transfer is gorgeous. The Exorcist, I have watched this. The 4K transfer on this is good, but there are parts where you can tell they couldn't restore it correctly, and it just looks a bit like ass. But for the most part, this looks insane. Enter the Dragon, again, classic. I hadn't seen it until a couple months ago on 4K, and it's great. The 4K is fantastic as well. The Evil Dead, my least favourite of the Evil Dead films, but the 4K is pretty good. Evil Dead 2, really good, but not my favourite. Again, the 4K looks pretty good. Army of Darkness, probably the best Evil Dead film for my money, and it looks incredible. This Scream Factory one is awesome. I imported it from America. Evil Dead 2013, another great film. Not my favourite, but it's still really good. Again, imported from America, Scream Factory. And finally, Evil Dead Rise, my second favourite Evil Dead film. It is awesome. I love this film. It is fantastic. The 4K looks great as well. They all look great. Everest, haven't seen this yet, but I haven't seen the 4K yet. I mean, I saw the film in cinemas, and it's really, really good. Elvis, this film is great. I've seen the 4K. It's pretty good. Not much more to say on this one, really. Free Guy, I've not seen, or on the Fs now. Again, I'll just timestamp it just to save it. Free Guy, yeah, Free Guy was a big surprise. I really, really enjoyed this film. And yeah, again, I picked up cheap because it was the Disney stuff. Fury, this 4K looks great. This film is great. It's just awesome. The Firm, depending on what you think of it, this is either boring or quite good. I quite enjoyed it. It's a bit of a joke between me and Callum that I find it quite fun and he's just like, boring. But it is a gorgeous transfer and the slipcover is gorgeous as well. Fast and Furious 8 movie collection. I got this for £32, which was insane. And the condition it's come in is near perfect. I'll go through them quickly. So 1 looks incredible. The 4K looks amazing. 2, the 4K looks amazing. 3, the 4K looks okay. 4, 5, and 6 look fine. 7 looks awful on 4K. It's way too bright. 8 looks fine. I enjoy these films. 5, 6, and 7 are probably my favourites. Hobbs and Shaw, the 4K looks fine. But this film is fucking silly and I love it. F9, this is the worst Fast and Furious film for my money. It is boring. It is shit. It is dumb. It is crap. It is not good. The 4K, again, is fine. Don't know what else to say. Fast X, this 4K looks pretty good. This film is dumb, but it's fun. It's not one of the. It's one of the better ones in terms of pure enjoyment for me. But it ends so abruptly, it's awful. But I do really enjoy it. A Few Good Men. I've watched Callum's copy of this, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, the 4K is quite good. The film itself is fantastic. First Man, I've not watched the 4K for this yet, but the film itself is really, really good, but I've heard it looks gorgeous on 4K. Fantastic, this was cheap, and I wanted to give it another try. I think the first half of the film was quite good. Second half of the film is utter dog shit. The 4K looks okay. House of the Dragon, I've not watched this yet, but it was like half off. So I'm looking forward to checking this out in 4K. And Game of Thrones, the complete 4K set. I've not watched any of this in 4K yet, but I've heard it's fantastic. It's the only reason I upgraded. I wouldn't have upgraded if it wasn't 4K. If it wasn't worth it. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely set. Lovely dragon on the front. Then we have My Fair Lady. Haven't seen this yet, but I've heard it's a really good transfer, and the premise intrigued me, so I picked it up. Then we have The Godfather trilogy, which is quite a flimsy box, which I'm not happy about, but I've seen these 4Ks, well, 2 of them, because Callum didn't invite me to the third one, which was, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the 4Ks for these look incredible. The first one I find a bit boring, the second one I think is fantastic. Yeah, I've not seen the third one yet, so I can't comment on that as of yet. Then we have Ghost in the Shell. Got this on discount. I've heard it's pretty good, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out at some point soon. And we have Goodfellas. I've seen this before. I thought it was okay. I need to give it another go. Get Out. Fantastic, fantastic film. You guys already know this. The Gentleman, one of my favourite films of all time. Just so funny, so entertaining. Guy Ritchie on top form. Giant. I got this shortly after I watched Rebel Without a Cause, and I've still not watched it yet. Sorry, I'm just going to try and neaten up this pile a little bit. Then we have, just going to focus, and then we have Gladiator, which I got in a, yeah, I was checking if the focus was working, and which I got in a $9.99 with any other deal, which is incredible. Again, I've not watched this 4K yet, but I have seen the film, and it's Gladiator, you know. I don't enjoy it as much as other people do, but I still think it's good. The Great Gatsby, not watched this yet. I need to get around to watching it because I heard all about it in school and everything, but yeah. I was actually meant to watch this last year because I got this in a I got this in a $9.99 for with anything else deal. That's the How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I was meant to watch this last year, but I completely forgot to. So hopefully I get around to that this year. I've seen it before. I can't remember really how I felt about it. Gran Turismo, one of my favorite films of this year. Just a really good feel-good underdog film. Great performances. Just love this film so much. That's the Steelbook, by the way. The Greatest Showman, got this in CEX, discounted. Have yet to actually, what am I trying to say? Have yet to actually watch the 4K, so can't really say much on it. But I've seen it before, and I think it's pretty good. Home Alone, I've heard this 4K is pretty good. I am one that, I have seen it, before, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. But I'm seeing, by the time this video goes up, I'll have seen the re-release in cinemas, so we'll see how I feel about it then. Halo Season 1, this is a gorgeous set, it's a gorgeous 4K, it's very, very heavy. I enjoyed this season quite a lot, and I'm looking forward to Season 2. And I love Halo, I love the games, and I like the new interpretation, so. Hitman's Bodyguard, this film is a lot of fun. I've heard the sequel is dog shit, but I've yet to actually watch this 4K. Then we have Hellboy, which I've still yet to watch, the 4K at least. I've seen these films, and they're great. I really, really enjoy Hellboy and Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. They're fantastic. I think this one's a bit better. Again, I've not watched this 4K yet. Why is... That's odd. Okay, that's odd. The Hellboy remake is further down the pile, so we'll get to that. But Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The 4K for this is pretty decent. I actually got this. So I got a hand-me-down Panasonic TV from my uncle when he died, and it broke. And I contacted customer support about it, but they never replied. And then 2 months later, someone got back in touch, like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry for not replying. Can we send you out a free 4K player?" And I was like, "Yes, please." So I took the 4K player, sold it, which I regret doing now, and got this for free bundled in with it. So, and the 4K is pretty good, and the film itself I think is quite good. Crimes of Grindelwald. I've not watched this 4K yet, but I have seen the film, and I think the film is not very good. Not much more to say on that, really. It's just not very good. It's better than it was. I like it a bit more than I did when I saw it in the cinema originally, but it's just not very good. The Secret to Dumbledore I really enjoyed. I thought this was really quite good, and it wraps it up enough for me where I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I do wish we could have got the continuation of this. So yeah. Then we have the 20th anniversary of Philosopher's Stone Steelbook. This is my girlfriend's. I think this film is too long, but it's good. I've not seen the 4K transfer for this yet. And then we have the complete set. So I've obviously seen all of them. Prisoner of Azkaban and Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 are just the best. I've watched Azkaban onwards on 4K, and I think they all look fine. Goblet of Fire is way too bright, that has a problem, but I think all of them look pretty decent, above average. And yeah, not much more to say on that. The set's definitely worth it if you like Harry Potter, but yeah. Hunger Games, I watched these again recently for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and all the 4Ks look fine. I don't think any of them look particularly great. I actually hate the fact that the 4K for Catching Fire doesn't come with the IMAX stuff. It's only the Blu-ray. So I switched to the Blu-ray for the actual arena segment in Catching Fire, which is my favorite one. So yeah, it's an okay box set. I mean, if you like Hunger Games, it's nice to have. Like, the thing I always say is if I love a movie, then I want the best possible quality, even if it isn't like a leap in quality. I just like to have the premium version for me. So Steelbook I got this year, which I'm so happy I was able to get. Halloween 1978. I'm so happy to have this. I know this has a slipcover, but I don't care. I'm just happy to have the Steelbook itself, because I love it. Then we have the Scream Factory 1995-2002 set. I have watched all these, and they all look fucking incredible. They all have insane transfers. Curse on Michael Myers, and do you know what else I love about it? It comes with all these little hard cases. Look how thick that is. It's insane. But my favourite one out of these is probably H2O. I really enjoy the producer's cut of 6, and Resurrection's crap, but I can kind of enjoy it a little bit. But again, I'm still glad to have these, because Scream Factory do great work with that stuff. Then we have the Titans of Cult Halloween 2018 one, which I'm surprised they didn't do the original for this, but I mean, it's still a nice set. It's my second Halloween 2018 Steelbook. The other one's this one. The 4K transfer for this is fine. I mean, I don't really notice a difference personally, but yeah. Halloween Kills transfer looks fine. The film itself is... I really like 2018. Kills is a bit boring. And here's a complete plot twist from last year. I kind of really like Halloween Ends now. I think it is awesome how they tried to go in a different direction, and I think it really works for this film. 4K transfer is fine. Nothing more to say on that, but I do actually quite like this film now. Hacksaw Ridge, great film. I've not seen the 4K yet, though, sadly. So, but it is great, and this Steelbook is awesome. Here we go, the Hellboy remake. I enjoy it for what it is. It's not good, but again, I enjoy it for what it is. The 4K transfer, I don't actually think I've watched that 4K yet. Heat, I've not watched the transfer yet, but I've heard it's okay. I have seen the film, though. It's great. One of the best looking 4K sets you can get for your money, in my opinion. The Hellraiser Quartet of Torment set. This has some of the most gorgeous transfers I've ever seen. All 4 of these look great. First Hellraiser is great. The second Hellraiser is great. The third Hellraiser is pretty good. The fourth Hellraiser is actually pretty good as well. But yeah, this set is incredible. I believe it's limited edition. It's out of print now, but it is definitely worth it if you can get it for a reasonable price. How to Train Dragon: The Hidden World. This was on sale for like $4.99 at HMV, and I really enjoy these films, so I got this. I'll probably import 1 and 2 at some point from another country. It Chapter 1. This transfer looks great as well, and the film itself is fantastic. I love it. Yeah. Then we have It Chapter 2, the HMV 4K Steelbook. I really like this two-parter. I've come to like part 2 a little bit less, but I still like it. It is long, but I enjoy it for what it is. And the 4K looks pretty decent, and I mean the steelbook's pretty awesome. Inglorious Bastards. Now this is a 4K that I heard was like one of the worst ever, and to be quite honest with you, I don't see it. I think this 4K is actually pretty good. And the film itself slaps. I have watched this 4K. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Then we have the remake of The Italian Job. Steelbook I got because my girlfriend really likes it, and I enjoy it. But the 4K, for being a Paramount one, it's fine. I didn't really notice much of a difference. So then we have the second sight, It Follows. This is a lovely little set. I've not watched this 4K yet, but I've heard it looks fantastic. And if Crimes of the Future is anything to go by in all their other work, then I'm sure this is fantastic. Yeah, and the film's great. Very excited for the sequel that was announced recently. Then we have I think this is the Blue Fans limited edition Invisible Man. This has the steelbook in it. I have seen this 4K and it looks fine from what I remember. I haven't seen the 4K in quite a while. But the bottom, it's limited to 850 and I have 129. If you can see that. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I love this film. I think it is utterly fantastic. Then we have Inception. I've yet to watch this 4K, but I have seen the film. It's fantastic. Yeah. Indiana Jones, the 4-film collection. I have seen all these 4Ks and they look incredible. At least the first 3 do, and the 4th one looks pretty good as well. I've never been the biggest Indiana Jones fan, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. Like, even when me and Callum watched all 4 of them in the same day, I didn't love them. Quite honestly, Crystal Skull's my favourite just because of the nostalgia factor, because I watched that one the most. I know, sue me, but yeah, there's a bird just latched onto the window outside. Oh, and it's gone. Well, that was weird. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, I know this 4K set is fantastic from what I can remember. Then we have Interstellar. I've actually watched this 4K and I've watched the film. This 4K is insane. It's one of the best 4Ks I've ever seen. It's gorgeous. I'm pretty sure this appeared in my first 4Ks I think look great video. But yeah, no, this film's fantastic, and so is The Transfer. I Am Legend. Again, I've seen this film. The 4K is fine. The film itself is pretty good. Not much more to say on that one, really. Independence Day. I've never seen Independence Day, but I have both the films. I can't comment. And yes, I got Resurgence as well because it was a twofer. And nah, I don't know. I've heard it's bad, but I'm okay with big, stupid destruction films. Jaws. I've never been the biggest fan of Jaws. I've yet to watch this 4K, but I've heard it's very good. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it another go next time I watch it. Pardon me. And then we have Jojo Rabbit. I have seen this film. I've not seen the 4K. But this film is great. I've only seen the film once, but it is really, really good. Although Taika Waititi's next film, Next Go Wins, doesn't look very good. So we'll see how that goes. But and I've not heard fantastic things about it. Jack Reacher Steelbook. This was cheaper than the standard 4K. I really like this film. The 4K itself is fine. Yeah, I think this film's pretty great. I think the sequel is boring as shit. So then we have my second favourite James Bond film, The Titans of Cult Casino Royale. The lovely steelbook and poker chip. Yeah, I love this. I love this film. It is fantastic. It is perfect. Just top level Bond. And then we have Quantum of Solace, which is not very good. Oh, the 4K for Casino Royale, I have seen it. I just can't remember if it looks good or not. Quantum of Solace is not very good, but I can enjoy it. Skyfall slaps, but it's not my favourite. I have not seen the 4K for this either. I've also not seen the 4K for Spectre, and this film's okay. But you can probably guess what my favourite is. It's No Time to Die. No Time to Die is my favourite. Mainly because I love how it humanises Bond, and Daniel Craig gives his best performance as Bond in this film, in my opinion. And the 4K looks pretty good as well, so yeah. We have Jumanji, or however the hell you want to pronounce it. I really like these films. I saw them both in the cinema, and yeah, I think these are really fun films. I've not seen the 4Ks yet. I only opened them to put my cinema tickets in them. Then we have Jumanji: The Next Level, or Jumanji, however I want to pronounce it. Jumanji. I think this is better than Welcome to the Jungle. I've never seen the original, and I don't plan to, because I don't think it'd be that fun for me. But I really do enjoy these films. Again, I've not seen the 4Ks yet. But then we have the Jurassic World collection, which is just 2 boxes, 1 4K, 1 Blu-ray. The only ones I've watched in 4K are... I've only seen Dominion in 4K, although I've heard that the first one looks a lot better in 4K. Childhood stuff, I really like 3. I enjoy the World films. I actually enjoy Dominion a lot more than most people. It has a load of issues, but I quite enjoy it. This was a gift from Callum, so... And the Dominion transfer is alright. Looks fine. Now we're on to a stack of the same films. We have the John Wick Chapter 1 and 2 double pack. Got this as a gift from Callum one Christmas. These transfers look pretty good. Then we have the... Is it Nova Media? Yeah, the Nova Media limited edition steelbooks. I've done unboxings of these. Chapter 1. These are limited to 1,500 each. Chapter 2. And Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is 4K. Looks the best out of these 3 at least. And then we also have the limited edition Chapter 3 steelbook. If you couldn't tell, I like John Wick. I still need to source out the Chapter 4 Nova Media. But speaking of Chapter 4, we have the standard copy. We have the limited edition one with all your pins and badges that has way too flimsy cardboard. We have the standard steelbook. We have the lenticular Amazon exclusive slipcover. We have the HMV steelbook. We have the HMV first edition. Yeah, I have 6 copies of Chapter 4. It's one of my favourite films of the year. Is it my favourite though? You'll have to check out my ranked video coming soon. In a week, maybe, I think. But yeah, this film is fantastic. The transfer on this is fucking gorgeous. One of the best looking 4Ks of the year. Just incredible stuff. Then we have Kingsman: The Secret Service. I've not seen this on 4K yet, but this film slaps. And then we have Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I think this film slaps as well. Again, I've not seen the 4K transfer for it. Okay, next up, we have Knock at the Cabin. I have seen this. I've seen the 4K as well. 4K looks fine, from what I can remember. The film itself is pretty good. Not much rewatch value there, though. Excuse me. King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. I really enjoyed this film. I know it's not good. I've not watched the 4K yet. But it's got my boy Charlie Hunnam in it, so... but that was another one that was like dirt cheap. I also got Kick-Ass in 4K. Again, I really, really like this film. I have not checked the transfer out yet. Knives Out. Fantastic, fantastic film. Transfer's pretty good. Yeah, just a brilliant film. I never got to see that in the cinemas, sadly, but I've seen it now. La La Land, I did see this in the cinema, and it's good. It's good. I don't love it, but I do like it. I've not watched the 4K yet, as you can see, but I look forward to checking that out at some point in the future. The Lighthouse Arrow video set, I've not watched this transfer yet, but I have seen the film, and it's fantastic. Took me 2 viewings to actually get it, but it is good. Sylvester Stallone in I nearly said Lock Up. Be a completely different film. yeah, this was on a 2 for deal. I need something else to go with it, and I like Stallone, so I'll check this out at some point. Then we have The Lost City. I like the look of the trailer. I never saw it in cinemas when it came out, but I got this in a 2 for 25, so I'm looking forward to checking this out at some point because I thought it looked pretty funny. And I heard from Callum that it's pretty decent, so. Last Night in Soho, the HMV First Edition or Cine Edition. What a gorgeous, gorgeous cover on that. Like, I love this little set, and it has the different art on the inside as well. That's the art cards. Has the different art on the inside as well. I love this film. I think it's fantastic, and the transfer is gorgeous. Le Mans 66 or 4v Ferrari, depending on where you are. Again, another fantastic film from James Mangold. I've not checked out this transfer yet, but the film itself is bloody brilliant. The Last of Us, Season 1, Steelbook. I watched this as it aired. I love it. I think it is near perfect. And apparently the transfer is fantastic from what Callum said, because he bought Season 1 and he says the transfer is insane. So I look forward to checking that out at some point soon. The Lego Movie, these were some of the cheapest films to get on 4K for me. And it's because the transfers are fine. Like, I mean, the HDR helps, but apart from that, I find it very difficult with animated films to tell. Although there being a few exceptions, like Batman Mask of the Phantasm, when they remaster it properly, you can tell. But yeah, fucking love this film. It's fantastic, and it's 10 years old next year. Again, another cheap one, another great film. I've not watched this, so I couldn't tell you, but I imagine it's just, yeah. Lego Batman movie is fantastic. I mean, if you haven't seen it, it's great. Here's one that gets a lot of shit that I don't think deserves it. The Lego Ninjago movie. I think this film's hilarious. I think it's great. It's not quite as good as Lego Batman movie or Lego Movie 1, but it's still really good. I really, really enjoyed this film. Again, I've not checked the transfer out yet, but this is the only one of these that I don't really enjoy that much, and that's Lego Movie Part 2. I've only seen it once, but I got it again because, again, these were all like under £5. But I do look forward to checking these out again. It's the only one I don't have with a slipcover, sadly. You guys know this film very well. La La Crocodile 4K. The transfer is actually really good on this, and I love this film. I think it's not amazing, but to me, it's just such a warm blanket, just such a warm hug of a film. It's great. Imported that from America. Lone Survivor. I've seen this before, but again, God damn it, not seen this transfer. It's fantastic. It's very intense, but it's very good. The Lost Boys. I've never seen this before, but picked it up in a 3 for 30, and look forward to checking it out soon, probably. Last Action Hero. Watched this with my dad a lot when I was younger, but haven't checked the transfer out yet, as you can see. But I'm looking forward to checking it out. So my goal for next year is just to try and get through as many of these 4Ks as I can, but not force myself to, because then I don't end up enjoying the films. Monster Hunter, one of the most underrated films I've ever seen. It's not good, but it is so much fun, and the effects are fantastic. I fucking love this film. It is so much fun, and the transfer looks pretty good. Midsummer. This is the German import because we don't have a 4K here in the UK. But I love this film. I think the director's cut is a lot better than the theatrical. I do apologise if you can hear my dog. Hopefully the music in the background is drowning it out. But I think it's fantastic. I think it is probably better than Hereditary for me. But yeah, I've not seen Beau is Afraid. I probably never will, because it just doesn't look like a film I would enjoy at all, really. And we have Mamma Mia. Here we go again. I saw this in the cinema. Just because I needed a film to fill the time, because I used to, and I still do now. I started doing it again this year. Go to the cinemas like 5 films a day, and sometimes I'll just see what's on. But I saw this and I actually really enjoyed it. This was a dirt cheap one. I've still not watched it yet, but I did enjoy it when I first watched it at the cinema, although I've not seen it since. So, Malignant, I have seen this transfer. I watched Callum's copy. Gorgeous 4K and a fantastic film. Silly. Lots of plot holes, but I love it. It's great. The Mummy trilogy. I've seen the first of these. The first transfer. I mean, I've seen all of them. But I've seen the first film's transfer, and it's gorgeous. It's fantastic. First film's fantastic. Second film's pretty good. Third film's dog shit for me. I don't like the third one, but yeah. Then we have the Titans Occult Matrix, which I just love the design of this one. It's just so cool. I've seen the transfer for the Matrix, and it is gorgeous. It is great. Then we have the Matrix Trilogy, which again, I got the Titans Occult before I got this. I love how this box set looks. It is gorgeous. I've not seen any of these. I've not seen the second two in 4K, but I love all these films, apart from Resurrections, but we'll get onto that. Yeah, I love these films. I think they're all fucking fantastic. Matrix Resurrections, I've not seen this since the cinema. This steelbook was a tenner. It was £10. It was cheaper than the standard. But yeah, it's alright. It's an alright steelbook. The movie itself is not very good. I haven't seen it since cinemas, but I'm going to watch it again at some point. The Hobbit Trilogy. Oh, do you know what? I'm just going to class these together. The Middle-earth Saga. These transfers are fucking insane. Lord of the Rings more than The Hobbit, but Lord of the Rings' transfers look bloody gorgeous. The HDR on both of these is amazing. The resolution on this is incredible, as is this. These are some of the best 4K sets you can get for your money, in my opinion. Just absolutely incredible. The Mission Impossible 4K set. The first and second film look great on 4K. The third looks pretty good. The fourth, I don't notice. The fifth, I didn't notice. The sixth looks incredible in 4K. The IMAX stuff is awesome. I don't really like 1 or 2. They're just a bit boring for me. And 2 is just shit anyway. 3 is okay. 4 is fantastic. 5 is fantastic. 5 is pretty good. 6 is incredible. And Dead Reckoning is pretty damn good as well. It's probably the second best one, although I feel like it takes way too long for the train set piece to get going. But it is still good. Although the transfer on this doesn't look that good. Like, it looks good, but there's something about it. It just doesn't look that much better than the Blu-ray. So, yeah. I mean, this is the Bike Jump Steelbook. But, yeah, it's just weird that it just didn't come out looking that great. And there's no IMAX in it either, which sucks ass. But, hey-oh. Then we have The Martian Extended Edition, although I didn't even know there was an Extended Edition until I saw this. Yeah. Not seen this transfer yet. I opened it up purely out of curiosity to see what was inside. But I really love this film. I think it's a lot of fun. Really good Ridley Scott film. I know it's based off a book, but, you know, still. It's Morbin time, boys! It's Morbius. I actually think this film is fine. I enjoy it for what it is. It's not good. But I enjoy it for what it is. And apparently the transfer is gorgeous, so. The Magnificent Seven, got this on deal in, where was it? CEX. Saw this in cinemas as well. It's decent. It's decent. This was cheap, so I'll probably rewatch this again at some point. The Meg. Much better than the second one. The Meg 2, The Trench is bad. I'll probably pick it up at some point because I do enjoy the fights in it, but it takes like an hour to get into it, and it's awful. But this one's pretty dumb fun. And the transfer is not very good. It's too bright. It's too bright for my liking. The Maze Runner. Now, I saw this one on Sky, the second one in the cinema, and I hadn't seen the third one until this year. The transfers for these are all right. This is a pretty good film. This is a boring film. Scorched Trials. This is probably the second best. I really enjoyed this one. I had not seen this one until this year. And I think it's a pretty solid trilogy. Like, it's a solid 3.5, like 7 out of 10 trilogy. Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it, and this one probably looks the best transfer-wise. So, then we have Mad Max Fury Road, one of my first 4K pickups. This film looks great in 4K, although there's a bit of color bleeding, but I still absolutely adore this film. Mortal Kombat. This is everything I watched from Mortal Kombat film, and I'm so happy we're getting a sequel with Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. God is good. But yeah, yeah, this film's awesome. I can't remember what the transfer looks like, but I know the film's great. The Maltese Falcon. I started watching this, but then stopped. The only reason I picked this up is because if you've ever seen White Collar, they reference the Maltese Falcon a lot in that. And I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'll pick it up and have a watch. And I still haven't watched it yet. Then we have an import. We have The Mist, Stephen King's The Mist, in a very, very nice slipcover with 4 discs. I've checked this transfer out in comparison. The HDR helps a lot with the colour. It looks a lot more natural in this. Resolution-wise, I don't see much of a difference, but I love this movie, so I'm looking forward to checking this out again in 4K at some point. Murder on the Orient Express. This transfer looks gorgeous. It looks great. And I really enjoy this film. I think it's the best of the 3 that he's made. Yeah. Death on the Nile, by far the worst one, because it takes way too long to get into it. But the transfer on this is insane. It's even better than Orient Express. It looks incredible. And I'm really upset we're not getting Haunting in Venice on 4K, over here at least. So, and now we're on to the MCU stuff. And all this is in alphabetical order of the MCU, not timeline or anything. Ant-Man and the Wasp, double pack. So you have the first one in Quantumania. I really like the first Ant-Man film. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is fine. The transfers, I've only seen the Ant-Man and the Wasp transfer, and I think it looks alright. This transfer, however, looks incredible, and I love this glossy look they're going for with the kind of foily look. This transfer looks incredible. This transfer is great. The film itself, however, not so great. No, I don't hate it as much as I did when I saw it in cinemas, but it's still not very good. The best part about this is Kang. Yeah. Avengers Assemble. I've heard a lot of these early Paramount transfers look better, but then after Paramount stops being involved, they all looked pretty, just mid. But this film's incredible. It's Avengers Assemble. Age of Ultron, again, I really enjoy this film. I know not a lot of people do, but I really do enjoy it. Avengers Infinity War, this is the Mondo Steelbook. This is perfection film. Perfection, perfection, perfection. I love it. It's awesome. Avengers Endgame, again, this is even better than Infinity War for my money. It's the Mondo Steelbook again, I love it. However, the transfers on every single one of these MCU films, unless I say otherwise, the transfer on most of these MCU films are just mid. So, but yeah, I love Endgame so much. Black Panther, this actually has a transfer that's actually above average, which is quite nice. Because I watched Callum's, but I've not seen this. I've not seen my one yet, but yeah. I have watched both of those, the Infinite War Endgame transfers. I think Black Panther's okay. Wakanda Forever I found extremely boring, but again, I like the MCU for the most part, so I like to have it complete. And I've heard this transfer is really dark and it's not that good, but the film itself is fine. It's just a bit too long and a bit boring. Black Widow, wasted potential, but I enjoy it for what it is. I've not seen the transfer for this yet, but again, I've heard it's fine. The Captain America trilogy with this lovely, lovely glossy front. This is, I think it's gloss. I don't know what the fucking connotations are. I've seen the Civil War transfer and it's fine. But yeah, this trilogy goes fucking hard. Even the first one, I think, goes hard. I really, really enjoy the first one. Captain Marvel, get ready for a complete U-turn of opinion. I love this film. I watched it again before the Marvels, and I loved it. And I think the transfer looks pretty decent. Yeah. Doctor Strange, love this film again. This is the Mondo Steelbook. Yeah, this is awesome. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, very, very unique and fun. Multiverse of Madness, I've not seen this transfer yet, but I've heard it's fucking great. And I love this film as well. This is the Zavi exclusive Steelbook one with the... Yeah. Eternals, I quite enjoyed this film. I've not seen this transfer yet. Yeah, I mean, I quite enjoyed it. Guardians 1 and 2, these transfers are okay. From what I remember seeing. I've not seen either of these, but I've seen clips and everything, and I demoed it a bit, but I've not watched these yet. Have I? No, I watched Guardians 2. That's a lie. I've seen Guardians 2's transfer, and I thought it was pretty okay. Guardians 3's transfer I've heard is pretty good. This is the HMV exclusive Steelbook. Gorgeous stuff. Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic film. Best of the trilogy. The Incredible Hulk, I have not checked this one out on 4K yet. The film itself, I think it's fine. Iron Man trilogy, I've heard that all of these look pretty good on 4K, but I've still not checked them out yet. As you can see, it's still sealed. But I love these big like trilogy box sets they do. It's awesome. And Shang-Chi, this film's great, and I heard the transfer's pretty good as well. Yeah, this film's great. Didn't see this in cinemas. It's one of the few MCU films I didn't see in cinemas. I've seen every single one except this, Eternals, and Black Widow. Everything else I've seen in the cinema. So, but yeah, no, this film's great. Next up, we have Spider-Man Homecoming. I've not seen this transfer yet, but I've seen the film, and I really, really like it. Not seen Far From Home's transfer either, but again, I really, really like this film. Probably say I'd love it, actually. And then No Way Home. I have seen this transfer, and I think it looks really good. And the film itself is fantastic. This is just the Amazon Steelbook. Then we have the Thor trilogy. I've not seen any of these. No, I've seen the Ragnarok transfer. I've not seen any of the other ones. And I quite like the first Thor. The second Thor is mid. And then Thor Ragnarok is fantastic. And again, I love these little trilogy boxes they have. They're awesome. Don't believe I had these last time I did this video. So then we have Thor Love and Thunder with a lovely, lovely slipcover. Not seen this transfer, but I've heard it's really good. Like Marvel's transfers have gotten better now, but this film is such a mixed bag. Such wasted potential. Then we have the Godzilla from 1998, I believe. Yep. This film's shite, but I watched it a lot as a kid, so it's kind of part of my childhood, so I picked it up. I've still not watched the transfer yet. It's open because I had the red tag was left in when I left the shop, so that was not fun. Then we have my favourite Godzilla film next to Shin Godzilla, Godzilla 2014 with a lovely HMV Cine edition. Comes with a poster, standard copy of the movie. It's awesome. I love this film so much. I've seen this transfer. I think it looks pretty decent. Kong Skull Island. I have this sealed because my girlfriend got me this for my birthday. And I've not watched this copy yet because we'll get to it in a minute. But I guess I'll talk about some. I like it. I think it's fun. It's not my favourite MonsterVerse film. It's not my least favourite. Actually, I don't know. This might be my least favourite, but I enjoy all of them quite a lot. So, but the transfer on this is pretty okay. King of the Monsters transfer is alright. Again, I don't really notice much difference with these, but this is the Steelbook. Then we have Godzilla vs. Kong. I love this film. Like, it's awesome. It delivers on the monster stuff, and the character stuff is fine. I'm interested in it enough that it gets me through it to the monster stuff, but monster stuff in this is just incredible. And this is why I haven't watched this. I have the big chunky tin MonsterVerse set with all of them in a nice little steelbook. I have it sitting on my shelf like that, but these steelbooks are awesome. You have Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong. I love this set so much. It's the only one of these I have, and I want to try and get more in the future, because they're just awesome. I got this the right way. Yeah, I do. Then we have Jordan Peele's Nope, the HMV first edition. Yeah, fantastic film. I've not seen the transfer for this, but I believe it's actually quite good. But yeah, no, the film itself is fantastic. I love it. Nobody, Zavi exclusive edition. With a nice steelbook. I've seen this transfer and it's fine. It's nothing startling. It's nothing awful. It's just fine. The film itself is awesome though. And we have The Northman. Again, I've not seen this transfer, but I have the steelbook. I had to get this from a third party because they ran out before I could get the pre-order, but I really, really like this film. It's very, very good. Oblivion. I've seen this transfer. It looks pretty good. It looks like... Apparently they were going to go for, what was it? There was something to do with this where it could have looked even better, but it didn't. But this film looks incredible. And the film itself is pretty fun, but the film looked gorgeous. Overlord, an underrated gem. I love this film so much. It is so much fun. It plays a lot on the you know, German testing during World War II. But yeah, I love this film so much, and I have the steelbook. I just, it's so good. And the transfer is pretty decent as well. The outfit, this transfer is incredible, as is the film. It's such a tightly written script that I just adore it. It is fantastic. And again, as I said, the transfer is bloody immaculate. Ocean's 8, I got this cheap. I saw it in cinemas. I have not seen it since, but I'm looking forward to watching it again at some point. Old, this is open because I was going to watch it at some point. I was going to watch it at one point, but then I decided to watch something else. Not seen it, so I don't know what to say about it, but it's Shyamalan, so hopefully it's at least entertaining. Oh, one of my favourites of the year, Oppenheimer. This steelbook is bloody gorgeous. I love this steelbook. It's one of my favourite steelbooks ever. This film is perfection. It is fantastic. I saw it 5 times in the cinemas. Oh, if you've not seen Oppenheimer, you need to watch it. It's incredible. And then we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Funny story about this. I didn't actually pay for this steelbook. What happened was that I'd actually cancelled my order. But then they sent me it anyway. But I've checked like 4 or 5 times now. There's no charge on my account from HMV around that time. So I just got this for free, and I'm glad because it is bloody fantastic. I love this film. It is so, so good. And from what I remember, the transfer is pretty good as well. Pulp Fiction, again, I've not actually watched this transfer yet, but the film itself, you know, it's Pulp Fiction. It's awesome. It's fantastic. Then we have Planet Earth 2 and Blue Planet 2. I was thinking, like, a couple months ago, like, all these documentaries are shot on, like, the highest, like, quality cameras. Why not pick some of them up and try them? And I've watched some of these, and the transfers in these are insanely good. I mean, it's David Attenborough, but, you know, they're so good. Pet Sematary, the original. I've never seen this, but I was quite into... I was into Ice Nine Kills again at the time. I mean, I still am. I still love them. But my point being, I wanted to watch the original because I've only ever seen the remake, which I really liked. So then we have the Pet Sematary remake, which I really enjoyed. I've not seen this transfer yet, but I will probably check it out again at some point. Oh, this should be with Blue Planet 1 and 2. It's Frozen Planet 2. Again, the transfer in this is incredible. I've not finished any of them, but I've watched a couple episodes from each. The Predator 3 movie collection, I got this for super cheap. It was like £20. But it's like a little fold out. It's lovely. It has all your films. The transfer for Predator is incredible. So is Predator 2. Predators looks fine. Yeah, I mean, none of these are my favourite. You'll see what my favourite is very soon. The Predator, this is a film I've come around on a lot. I watched it once in cinemas, then once again with Callum, and didn't like it both times. Then I borrowed it from Callum again and watched it again, and actually I can enjoy it for how dumb it is. So I picked up the 4K in one of the 2 for Disney deals. And I don't hate it, but yeah. Okay, next up we have the Prey 4K. This is probably my favourite Predator film, hands down. Yeah. I love the artwork on this. It is incredible. I'm so happy I was able to get the steelbook. Absolutely fantastic film. I've not watched this yet, so I can't tell you what the transfer is like, but incredible. And then we have Pacific Rim. This is the standard. I have actually watched this 4K quite a lot of times, but not this one specifically. Because funnily enough, I actually got this standard edition with the slipcover first. Then they announced the Titans Occult with the steelbook, and instantly I was in there. The steelbook for this is bloody gorgeous. Although I've taken it in and out so many times, it hurts me to take it out because the box is quite scratched up because I haven't got protectors for these yet. But yeah, I absolutely love Pacific Rim. It's one of my favourite films. The transfer in this is really good. The sound is awesome as well. But yeah, just awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Pacific Rim Uprising. This film's shite apart from the robot fights, but even then they don't have much weight behind them. But I want to check it out again. I haven't tried to transfer it yet. The Prestige, I hate it when they pack it like this in this tough plastic. It's awful. The Prestige is a good film. I don't love it. but I want to give it another shot, especially after Oppenheimer. Next up, we have the Purge trilogy. I got this for dirt cheap. It was like £15. I've not watched them yet, but I'm happy they all have separate boxes. I enjoy the first Purge film. I really like the second one, last time I watched it. The third one's okay. I imagine these won't be great transfers, but it's nice to have these on 4K because I do enjoy them. So then we have the Forever Purge. I had never seen this until like a week ago, and I ended up really enjoying it. I think it's the best Purge film since Anarchy, personally. I really enjoyed it. The quality's really good. Either that or cameras are just really good now, but I really, really enjoyed this for what it was. Yeah, pretty good. Prince of Darkness, this transfer looks great, but the film itself I find to be a bit boring, personally. But yeah, not much more to say on that one. Paddington 2, this was dirt cheap as well, but this film is one of the best films ever made. It is incredible. It's so just warm blanket, but it's also a fucking slapping movie. I cannot wait for Paddington 3. Pitch Black, again, the transfer on this is awesome. The film itself is great as well. Really good film. The Pirate set, I don't see the big deal with this. I think the transfers for 1, 2, and 3 are great. I've not seen On Stranger Tides or Salazar's Revenge in 4K yet, but I've seen the trilogy and I love the trilogy. The last two are, I mean, 4 is fine, 5 is an insult, but yeah, I think it's quite a good 4K set. Parasite, I mean, obviously I'm not the de facto be-all end-all. I enjoyed this set. If you don't, that's awesome. But I do, and yeah. And I've heard arguments as to why it's not good, but anyway. Parasite, Khan got this for my birthday like a couple of years ago. I've still not watched this 4K transfer yet, but I need to because it was one of the best films I've ever seen. It's so good. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. One of the best animated films ever made. It is awesome. I love this film. It is incredible. I had to import this 4K from America because they didn't do one over here, sadly. Power Rangers, the reboot from 2017. Great film. Just wish we could have gotten more of the universe, and I've not seen this transfer yet. The Apes trilogy, one of the best trilogies ever made. It's awesome. All these films are great. I don't know if the transfers are good or not, because I've been meaning to watch them for ages. As you can see, I even opened it at one point, but yeah. Patriots Day? Yeah, Patriots Day. I saw this in the cinema. Really enjoyed it. I'm yet to rewatch this on 4K yet. A lot of this time I get it in 2 for deals and sales. Passengers I got secondhand in CEX, and I hadn't seen it before, but I did watch it. The transfer's fine, but the film itself is so much wasted potential. So much wasted potential, in my opinion. Plane, big surprise from this year. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was quite good, quite competent. Nothing fantastic, but I did think it was quite good for what it was going for. Yeah. Thought it was really good. I haven't seen the transfer yet, but... here's one that'll be fun to talk about. Pray for the Devil. I heard this film was utter dog shit. And while there are an unnecessary amount of false jump scares, I think what it's trying to do is really good, and I can enjoy it for that. But there's so many times in it when you're like, oh, that could have been so much better. You were this close to being like really good. But I still really enjoy this for what it is, personally. And the transfer is alright. Now onto a series of films that I kind of just really enjoy. Resident Evil. Transfer on this is really good. The sound is really good. The film itself is probably my least favourite one. Yeah, probably my least favourite one. But I still do think the transfer is great. Resident Evil Apocalypse. It's probably... I really enjoy this one as well. The transfer is great again. This is probably my second favourite one. Resident Evil Extinction. It's alright. Transfer is decent. Sounds great on this one. Yeah. I have a big soft spot for these films. Afterlife. Really enjoy this one as well. Transfer is decent. Retribution. This one's so stupid but so much fun. Again, the transfer is fine. And the final chapter... it's probably my least favourite one, to be honest. It's tied with the first and the last are my least favourite. But I still enjoy it. It's just a Mad Max clone, but I still enjoy it because it's stupid fun. Welcome to Raccoon City. There's so much wasted potential in this, but I do enjoy it for what it is because it does faithfully recreate the first and second game. It does it too compressed, too tight, and it's just... I wish you could get a sequel, because I did actually really enjoy this, and the transfer is okay. The Revenant, this is one of the earliest 4Ks I got, and I still have not watched it yet, because I thought that this would look amazing. And the film is great. It's a tough watch, but it is great. I just need to go back and check the transfer out. Ready Player One. This is a film that I liked a lot when I first saw it, but after a while of more viewings, I don't know what it is. It's not bad, it's just mid. As you can see, I've still not checked this transfer out either. You're going to hear that a lot, but yeah. I mean, to be fair, I have actually watched a lot more 4Ks this year than I have before. Like, I've really picked up the pace with it. Like, if I would have done this video 6 or 7 months ago, I would have said I haven't seen this yet for most of them. I've seen this transfer for Rebel Without a Cause, and it is fucking gorgeous. And the film itself is fantastic. James Dean, so sad, but fantastic, fantastic film. This isn't open because I watched Callum's copy, then I bought my own. But yeah, incredible. Okay, then next up we have Rambo: First Blood. I've seen all the Rambo films on 4K now. This transfer is fantastic, as is the film. It's brilliant, as you probably know. Rambo: First Blood Part 2, it's alright. I enjoy it. Transfer's pretty good. Rambo 3, it's not very good, but the transfer is pretty good. Rambo 4, or Rambo, or John Rambo, I love this film. I think it's fantastic. And the 4K is okay. Just like to have them all in 4K. Then we have Rambo: Last Blood. This film has a great end, but it doesn't justify his existence at all. It ruins the ending of Rambo 4, but I do enjoy it, and the 4K is alright. Red Eye, fantastic, fantastic thriller from Wes Craven, Cillian Murphy, Rachel McAdams. Oh, great film, and the transfer for this is incredible. It looks immaculate, gorgeous, and just a fucking great film. Really glad that got a release. The Running Man, I've watched this transfer as well. It's gorgeous, it's a great transfer, and it's a fun film. One from my childhood. I know it's an 18, but still. Then we have Rocket Man. One of the biggest surprises of 2019 for me. This film is fantastic. As you can see, I've still not watched this transfer yet, but the film itself is great. Taron Egerton is incredible. And we have RoboCop. Watched this recently. Oh, great film, and the transfer is really good as well. Reservoir Doge, still not had a chance to check this out yet, even though it's one of my favourite Tarantinos. This film is fantastic. I don't know about the transfer, but I imagine it's great. Then we have the first Saw, with a rather quite dark steelbook, if you can see that. Saw, I have a really big soft spot for the Saw franchise, so I hope they all come to 4K one day. But this is the original Saw steelbook. Jigsaw, soft spot for this one, because it was the first Saw film I saw in cinemas. Transfer's okay. Spiral, steelbook. It's okay. I find it extremely endearing because Chris Rock is overacting the fuck out of it, and it's hilarious. Transfer's alright. I'm just annoyed that we're not going to get, that there hasn't been a steelbook for Saw X. My favourite Saw film, probably, Saw X. Really annoyed this doesn't have a slipcover or a steelbook, but either way, I've not checked the transfer out yet, as you can tell, but I did see this 6 times in the cinema, so, you know. But it's just nice to have it, and I do love this film, so. Then we have Sleepy Hollow. I hadn't seen this before, but I watched it. The transfer on this is insane, and the film itself is great. Rampage. Transfer's fine. Film is fun, but it's generic. But this is the kind of big dumb action film I like. This is what I wanted Battleship to be. Scarface, not seen this transfer either, but this film is incredible. As you know, Al Pacino is insane. The film, it's just a masterpiece. Sully, Miracle on the Hudson, really good transfer, but I find the film to be a little bit boring. I like the idea of it being from like the perspective of everyone else, and it's showing it what could have happened, but a bit slow for me, but I do enjoy it. Sisu. What is that? Hang on. Sisu is incredible. The transfer in this is great as well, but this film is so much fun. Yeah, it's great. I love it. Shutter Island. Why is this open? I don't know why this is sealed. But this film's great as well. I've not had a chance to check out the transfer yet, but it is a fantastic film, so I'm sure the transfer will be as well. Why is this dirty? Is this one of those situations where like the film comes shrink wrapped because it's actually pre-owned and they've just resealed it? Because that's what it feels like. Okay, I'll let it off, but yeah, this film's great. I've not seen the transfer yet though. Saving Private Ryan. I've seen this once, but I've not seen the 4K yet. It's a great film, you know, it's Saving Private Ryan. Scream, Steelbook, the original. I'm so happy to have all of these on Steelbook. Transfer is really good. Scream 2, I've not checked out the transfer on this one yet, but the Steelbook is awesome. Scream 3, again, I've not had the chance to check out the transfer on this either, but I've seen like comparison things and it's insane how good this transfer seems to be. But yeah, great film. Just hoping for Scream 4 next year and then we've got them all. Because we have Scream 5, the transfer is great. And then Scream 6, the transfer is great as well. And I love those last two films. I love them all, to be fair, but... The Shape of Water, I've not seen this since it came out, but I loved it when I saw it, and I need to give it another watch on 4K. This was another, you know, Disney twofer, because they do a lot of them. Shooter, I really enjoyed this film when I first saw it, and I've still yet to rewatch it, so... Sonic the Hedgehog, this transfer is fine, the film is fine, but it has nothing on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is so much better than the first in my opinion. So much fun, the transfer is a little bit better, the colours are great, this is just a fucking awesome film, and I'm so excited for Sonic 3. Sicario Double Pack, I've heard the first Sicario's transfer is great, and I haven't heard much about the second, but both films I really like. The first one is superior, obviously, but yeah, just awesome stuff. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, great film. I still haven't seen the transfer yet, but I might do soon and then watch the anime. Schindler's List, you know Schindler's List. It's, yeah, I haven't seen the transfer yet, but it's fantastic. Speed, I actually have a funny story about Speed. So I ordered this, it got lost in the mail, and then they were like, oh sorry, we'll just send you out a new one. So they sent me out a new one, got that. Then a couple of days later, another copy showed up. So I gave one of them to Callum, and I ended up with 2 copies of Speed. So, transfer's really good. Film's great. Serenity, I picked this up because I started watching Firefly, and I need to go back to it so that I can watch this, because I love Nathan Fillion, and yeah. Then we have The Shining. This transfer is amazing. The film itself, I like. I just can find it to be a bit boring, but I do appreciate what it did and what it does. It's just, it is a great film. Then we have Dr. Sleep, Steelbook. This film is fucking awesome. I think it is a fantastic sequel to The Shining. One of the biggest surprises of 2019 for me. It is great. If you've not seen Dr. Sleep before, I highly implore you to check it out. Then we have Smile. The transfer on this is fantastic. The film itself is really good. I really like this film. Yeah. Terrifying demon. It's awesome. I look forward to the sequel. Shawshank Redemption, not seen this transfer. I think the film's pretty good. I need to give it another watch before I can fully, you know... It's a classic. It's like the best film of all time, most people say, but yeah. These are some of my favourite 4K cover arts, mainly because they stay true to the original posters. Spider-Man, transfer on this is incredible, and that art is just my childhood. I love it. Yeah, Spider-Man... This is my childhood. I love this film. And as I said, the art is awesome. The transfer is incredible. Spider-Man 2, even better. Just awesome. Childhood. Transfer is incredible. It's Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3, again, childhood. I love this film as well. I don't care what anyone says. I love this film as well. Again, transfer is awesome. Just childhood. Just pure childhood. The Amazing Spider-Man Collection. I've seen these transfers, but not on my disc. What am I trying to say here? Yeah, these transfers are quite good. I'd say the second one looks better, personally. The second one is a better film, in my opinion. But I actually quite like these films as well. And I'm glad he got to come back in No Way Home. Into the Spider-Verse. I don't love this film as much as everyone else does. I think the art style is gorgeous. But to me, it just doesn't quite... It doesn't do that much for me, but I do really enjoy it. However, the sequel, Across the Spider-Verse, is a masterpiece. I love this film so much, and I'm so excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse when we do eventually get it. But yeah, this film's awesome. Apparently the transfer is great. And the transfer for Into the Spider-Verse is pretty decent as well. Yay, now on to controversial topic. It's Star Wars. Phantom Menace is pretty good. No, it's not. Phantom Menace is the worst one of them all, for my money. It's boring. The only good stuff is the Darth Maul stuff. The transfer is pretty decent, but honestly, like, dated effects, and yeah, no, it's the worst one for my money, hands down. Attack of the Clones I can find enjoyment in because it's funny, cringe, but the battles are pretty good, the fights are good. Much better than the first one. Why is that wriggling around? Oh, it's one of these flappy cases, I wasn't sure. I hate these covers, by the way, they look awful. Revenge of the Sith, the best prequel. Fantastic, fantastic film. Transfer is good as well. Honestly, just fucking awesome film. Great, great, great film. Now for a controversial topic. I grew up on these Star Wars films, and I find A New Hope to be a bit boring. It's good, don't get me wrong, the transfer is good, but for my money, it's just a bit boring. I still enjoy it, but it's not my go-to Star Wars, and we'll get to that, which I'm going to lose some subscribers for, but I think I've already said it before, though. Empire Strikes Back, again, a great, great transfer. And again, I'm not bothered about this special edition stuff. I'm just so used to it now. But a great transfer, and the film itself, you know, it's Empire Strikes Back. It's awesome. It's fantastic. Yeah. Return of the Jedi, my favourite of the three, personally. It's awesome. Transfer's great. Classic, classic, classic. But now for my favourite Star Wars film. And I hear you getting ready to, you know, unsubscribe and everything, but it's Star Wars Force Awakens. This is my favourite Star Wars film. For a number of reasons. It's the first Star Wars film I ever saw in cinemas. I saw it in IMAX. It's really a very special film to me. And the transfer looks pretty good as well. But honestly, like, this is just such a special film to me. I think it is fantastic in what it does. The sound design, the fights, just everything about it is great. And I have no issues with this. I love this film so, so much. It is so special to me. And I don't care what you say. Rogue One, another one of my favourite Star Wars films. It's fucking awesome. The sense of scale that Gareth Edwards. It's Gareth Edwards. Please tell me it's Gareth Edwards. His name is not anywhere on here. What? That's fuck off. Are you serious? His name... Oh no, hang on. Gareth Edwards, yeah. The sense of scale Gareth Edwards brings to this is incredible, and I love it so much. More of this, please, Disney. More of this. The one I don't have in that cover that I do really like is Star Wars The Last Jedi. I really, really like this film as well. Very close to loving it. The transfer is really good, and like I said, I just really, really love this film. And I don't care what you say. I'm on the side of people who are like, I actually quite enjoyed this film. So, yeah, I really enjoy this. If you don't, that's fine. But, yeah, I don't see why we get on at people for liking stuff. It's dumb. But, yeah. I mean, unless you like The Exorcist, but I'm joking. One that, this one came absolutely trashed, but I kept this little cover anyway, because, you know, for the Unison stuff. I'll probably buy them in the future again. If it bothers me that much. Solo, haven't seen this. Saw this 4 times in the cinemas, mainly because, I saw it once with my dad in IMAX, once with a mate I'm no longer mates with, once with another mate I'm no longer mates with, and then once in 4DX with my dad because I wanted to show him the 4DX. And I think it's pretty decent. Again, I've not watched this yet, but the transfer at least, but I imagine it's fine. And then Rise of Skywalker, I enjoy this film. It's not very good. There's lots of plot holes. I can pick holes in it for days, but I still think it's really good. Not really good, sorry. I think it's still fun. I like the Rey and Kylo stuff, but the transfer's fine as well. But moving away from controversial topic now. Oh, actually, we're back into another controversial topic. The Kelvin Star Trek trilogy. I meant to watch this soon, but I didn't. I really enjoy these films. All 3 of them I really, really like. They're a lot of fun. I don't know about the transfers, but I imagine they're pretty decent. Now, I'm taking the price off of this because I normally take the prices off of these sometimes. Now, Star Trek The Next Generation 4 movie collection. I got this because I bought The Next Generation and I thought these films would have been interspliced. I should have done my research because I was hoping to get to these soon. So I can't tell you what the transfers are like because I got to watch the whole of The Next Generation to find out. But I've watched a couple of episodes of Star Trek. I'm not really that much into Star Trek, but from all of them I felt like The Next Generation would be the one I'd be into. So I watched a couple of episodes online, totally legally, and then decided, you know what, I do like this. So I got the complete set and this when I was on a trip in July or June. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah. I need to get around to watching these at some point. Because, well, I didn't pay the full £80 for them. It was expensive, so I should get around to it. Snatch, I can never get on with this film that much. I think it's good, but I just don't think it's great or fantastic, personally. Guy Ritchie stuff is very, very hit or miss for me. Like, I love The Gentleman, but a lot of his stuff just doesn't quite hit quite right with me. Lock, Stock didn't hit quite right. This doesn't hit quite right. Like, I love Wrath of Man, but yeah. Sherlock Holmes, this transfer is quite good. I really enjoy this film again. This is childhood. I'm really looking forward to when we do eventually, maybe, hopefully get the third one. This transfer is no, which one was better? One of these transfers looks leaps and bounds better. I believe it's this one, but I really enjoy both these films. I think they're fucking great. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say to that other than, yeah, I really enjoy them both. Simple Favor, this transfer is pretty decent. The film itself is fantastic. I remember it was one of those cinema days where I went in, saw 5 films a day. This was a filler film, but I came out loving it. It was great. And the transfer is pretty decent as well. Great performances by Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. Great, great stuff. This is a movie that I've gone back and forth on this year. The Mario movie. I've seen this 3 times this year. I saw it once in cinemas, did not like it. Bought it on 4K again to give it another try. Watched it on my own, still didn't like it. Watched it again with my girlfriend. I found it to be a lot of fun. Generic music choices, safe but really good looking animation, but I still, the last time I watched it, I really enjoyed this, so I feel like this is a film I'm going to go back and forth on a lot, but it'll get watched, which is the main thing, and the transfer's fine, but yeah. San Andreas, this is the kind of big dumb movie I like. Big, 2012-esque stuff where it's just stupid destruction. I love this kind of stuff. This film does that. The transfer's fine, but if you just want big cities getting destroyed, you'll get it here. And it's obviously The Rock, so. Skyscraper, I saw this in cinemas, watched it again recently on 4K. The transfer is fine, but the film itself is just boring. It is a Die Hard ripoff, and it's a boring Die Hard ripoff, which is even worse. Yeah, it's not very good. But I only paid like £8 for it, so it's fine. They Live. I've not checked this transfer out yet, but I did really enjoy this film when I first saw it. But if this transfer is anything like the Prince of Darkness one, I imagine it's fantastic. The Town, this was like $9.99 with any other purchase, and I haven't seen this in ages, but I like the cast, and I remember enjoying it when I did see it, so I'll get around to that at some point, I'm sure. Then we have, quite frankly, the worst I've ever received a 4K, and apart from one where the case was crushed. That's Titanic in 4K. Look at that. That's how that came. Like that. Awful. I've ordered a replacement, as you can see. I've not watched it yet. But if I do want to watch it before that, I'll be opening this and watching it. Because I'm returning it to Amazon. Because at first, I saw the side and I thought, oh, do you know what? Okay, it's a bit bashed, it's fine. But then the front is just like a flap. So, yeah, no, I'm not standing with that. This literally just came out. How is this damaged? I'm recording this on the day it came out. Like, how? I don't understand it. But yeah, Titanic, I've not checked it out. I've heard it's a good transfer, but I don't know yet. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. I've heard this is like one of the worst transfers ever, but after watching Inglourious Basterds and hearing from people it was one of the worst transfers ever, I stopped believing people and just buy it if I want to buy it. So I need to check this transfer out at some point in the future because I do really enjoy this film, but we'll see. Terminator Genesis, I enjoy this film. It's not good. Again, I've not seen the transfer. Terminator Salvation, I love this film. Again, very childhoody for me. Watched it a lot as a kid. Remember getting it for Christmas with a lovely like DVD slipcover. But yeah, no, I really, really enjoy this film, and I've been meaning to check it out. So like I've taken it out of the shelf so many times, but never watched it. But I really need to, because I really did enjoy this film when I was younger, and the last time I watched it a couple of years ago. So, and we have Terminator Dark Fate. This is a film I've turned around a bit on. When I first saw it, I thought it was an unnecessary piece of shit. When I second saw it, I thought it was less of an unnecessary piece of shit. And when I watched it last, I enjoyed it. It was all right. So I picked up the 4K for dirt cheap again, because for some reason all these Disney 4Ks just go dirt cheap. So, Tenet. There's a funny story behind this. I did actually see this during lockdown when the cinemas were open with the masks on and everything. And yes, it was as bad as people tell you. You could not hear what was happening with the dialogue. It was awful. But so I thought it was fine when I saw it. Then when I watched it again on Blu-ray at Christmas, I really enjoyed it. So what happened was me and Callum wanted to watch Tenet again, and he wanted to see what a 4K, image was like. So we decided to go out and get Tenet 4K from Tesco. We had to go around 3 or 4 different Tesco's to find this, but it was worth it. And it's still quite a fun story that we tell sometimes. It's nice because we just went around looking for Tenet 4K at all these Tesco's, but we did eventually find it, which was awesome. But yeah, the transfer on this is really good, and I love this film. I think it is, as a story, it's confusing as hell, but as a film spectacle, it's so much fun. And the transfer is great. Terrifier 2, imported this from America. Really, really enjoyed this. It is sadistic, it is fucked up, but I have so much fun with this film. And the transfer is pretty goddamn good. I'm so excited for the bloody Duo Steelbook, which I do have pre-ordered. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This film's fine. I think it's okay. I don't think it's awful like a lot of people think it is, but I watched this again after Mutant Mayhem. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Not gonna lie. But it's not as good as Out of the Shadows. I loved this. I really, really enjoyed this. I enjoyed this a lot more than the first one. The transfer is fine, as is the first one, but I thought this was really, really, really good. I thought this was a lot of fun. And yeah, I wish we got more of this. Then we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem Steelbook. I really, really like this film, and it's a really nice steelbook. Don't know what the transfer's like, but yeah. And then we have one of my favourite films of the year, one of my favourite horror films of the last while, but one of the most disappointing steelbooks in the last while as well. Talk to Me, because it's just the hand and the back with nothing on it. This film's awesome. The transfer is gorgeous, but the film itself is brutal and awesome. Such a unique spin on the possession genre. And Raka Raka, I'm so excited to see what you do next, and I'm so excited for the sequel. Fucking bravo, lads. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Again, another 20th Century Fox, Disney, like, 2-for deal. Not seen this transfer yet, but I have seen the film, and it is fantastic. Total Recall. Again, I've seen this before, but I've heard the transfer is pretty good. But the film itself is very, very good as well. Trading Day. I've seen this transfer twice now. This transfer is immaculate. It is incredible. And the film itself is fucking insane. Denzel is unhinged and amazing in this, as is Ethan Hawke. Just so good. Both the Tomb Raider Angelina Jolie films, I believe the second, which one? One of these looks better than the other. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the second one looks better than the first one, but I find these films to be a lot of fun. The first one's better than the second one, but I still think they're great transfers and they're a lot of fun if you enjoy this kind of thing. I put that in the wrong pile. Then next up, we have the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider. I really wish this got a sequel because I really fucking enjoyed this. I thought it was a great adaptation of the games, of the reboot games, and I wish we got more of this. And I think, and I've read up on it after I watched it again recently, which the transfer is, it's all right. Apparently it got shut down because of COVID, which sucks. So, yeah, it sucks. I wish we got more of this, but yeah, we didn't. So, then we have Top Gun. This is just the 4K steelbook. There's no Blu-ray in this. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was great, cheesy fun. And the transfer I've not seen yet, because I got this after I watched it on Blu-ray just before Maverick. Speaking of Maverick, this film's insane. The transfer on this is bloody gorgeous. This film is incredible. It is fantastic. It's one of the best action films ever made, and I adore it. The IMAX stuff on this looks gorgeous. The film itself just looks gorgeous. One of the best transfers ever, in my opinion. Oh, followed by another one of the best transfers ever, The Thing. Another one of my favourite films of all time. This is just a fucking incredible transfer, and the film itself is awesome. It's The Thing, you guys know it. It's awesome. And I also have the Titans of Cult thing, because it's just awesome. Like, this set is just so fucking cool. Then we have the Transformers 5 movie set, big chunky box. I'll go through them. So the first one I really enjoy. Hang on, I've got these in the wrong order. So the first one I really enjoy. The second one, it's okay. The third one I really enjoy. The fourth one I enjoy. It has a soft spot. Because me and Cam saw it in the cinema on opening day. There was no one else in the cinema there. We got there when the cinema opened, and the shutters were not even up yet, and we were scared we were going to miss our time because they weren't opening. But yeah, and the fifth one is a massive pile of dog shit. But the transfer for the first looks incredible, as does the second and the third. The fourth and the fifth, not so much, but my god, the effects on these still hold up. At least 1, 2, and 3 do. Awesome, awesome stuff, and they're just a lot of fun. Then we have Bumblebee. The transfer in this is really good as well, and the film itself is awesome. Probably the best Transformers film. Rise of the Beast, a very safe film. The transfer is good. It's a bit bright, but it's good. It's a very safe film, and when I rewatched it recently, it's a bit boring, sadly. But I do really, really like the Steelbook. So hopefully the films in this series of films get better. We have the German import of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 4K. You see, I bought this because it's one of my favourite films. But then after that, they announced the second sight one. And this is so much better. Look at that thing. I checked back to back. There is less grain on this and it looks a lot better. But it still doesn't look fantastic. I have seen this transfer fully through, and it's okay. Yeah, I mean, it probably looks the best it ever has, but I couldn't really tell. The HDR pops, and it's a fantastic film, and I love the set. But overall, I think they've done the best they could, but I think it was genuinely just the way the film was shot that it's just, they can't really do much more with it now, which is kind of sad. But it also kind of adds to that gritty, just unsettlingness, I guess. True Romance, got this when there was a Arrow sale. I haven't watched it yet, but the premise to me sounds really interesting, and I like Christian Slater and Christopher Walken, so look forward to checking this out at some point. Trolls, I got this because it was discounted and my girlfriend really likes it, although I do really like the third one. I actually couldn't get the security tag off this one, so this is a replacement case, and I cut, you're going to hate hearing this, I was able to actually open the case, but I had to cut the disc out of the case. It was pretty grim, but I fixed it now, and I have ways of getting it open now if the security tag is still left in, fuck. Then we have Unbreakable. I've not checked this transfer out yet, but the reason it's open is because it came like someone had sat on it. The case just collapsed. Not good, but the film itself is great. Split, I've not watched this transfer either, but again, this film is really, really good. One of James McAvoy's best performances. And the disappointing finale, Glass. I think this is still pretty decent, but it is disappointing, and I don't know what the transfer is like, so. Then we have Uncharted. I don't hate this film, but I don't love it. I feel like it's a bit weak, a bit boring. Callum really enjoys it. The transfer is fine. I feel like it could have been better. Then we have Violent Night. I've not checked out this transfer yet, but it's like limited edition Steelbook one. I love this film. It's great. I'm watching it again fairly soon. But yeah, no, this film's fucking awesome. I'm very happy that we're getting a sequel. Then we have Jordan Peele's Us. Transfer for this is pretty good. The film itself, I didn't like it first, but I've grown to really love it as time's gone on. So, but yeah, great film. Then we have the Universal Monsters Icons of Horror Part 1 collection. This has 2 films I really, really like in it, Frankenstein and Invisible Man. Wolfman and Dracula are a bit boring, but I love The Invisible Man. I wish Bride of Frankenstein was in this one because I wouldn't have to get part 2. But part 2 is so expensive and I only really love one film in it, which is Bride of Frankenstein, so I might get it at some point. But I've heard the transfers on this are fantastic, so I'll get around to it at some point, I'm sure. The Untouchables, I've heard this is really good, but I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. I got it secondhand in CEX. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, really, really funny movie from, I think, a year ago. I love the steelbook, how it just has Nicolas Cage all over it. Transfer's fine, but the film itself is really good. Venom, it took me ages to realise that it actually says Venom in his gums there. This transfer's fine. The film itself, I used to love. I now think it's okay, because we now have Let There Be Carnage with this gorgeous steelbook. I like this film way more than the first one because it just gets right into it. There's no boring setup for it. That's why I tend to actually like sequels more, is because they just normally just get right into it. And this film is no exception. The transfer's fine, but the film is so much fun. It's stupid, but it's fun. V for Vendetta, absolutely class film. Transfer is quite good. And the film itself is just fucking awesome. V is just a badass. I love it. Watched it again recently with Callum. It's so good. The Virgin Suicides. I'd never seen this before, but the transfer on this is gorgeous, and the film itself is very thought-provoking and very, very, very good. Vanilla Sky, one of the new releases with The Firm. I've seen The Firm. I've not seen this transfer yet. I have seen this before, and I remember it being very strange. But I'm looking forward to checking it out because Paramount normally do great transfers. So, the complete series of Westworld, even though it's not complete because season 5 didn't get made. This was on discount, half off. Please ignore the car going by. I watched the first couple. I think I watched the first season of this and really enjoyed it. But this was on sale, so I picked it up, and I've still yet to watch this. But I'm sure the transfers are really good because HBO stuff normally really is. Warrior. Really, really great film. Very emotional, very powerful, really good film. Not seen it yet on 4K, but it is a fantastic film. Whiplash, incredible, incredible film. Fantastic performances. Not seen the transfer yet. Heard it's okay, but $9.99 with any other purchase. I just had to. Warcraft, the beginning. I really enjoy this film for what it is. It's not good, but it's quite fun. I think the effects are fun. The film is fun. I've not checked the 4K out yet, but I'm sure I will do in the future. The Wolf of Wall Street Arrow Limited Edition. This film looks gorgeous in 4K and I love it. It's probably my favourite Scorsese. It's just so good. DiCaprio should have won the Oscar for this. Just fucking awesome. Wizard of Oz. This is my girlfriend's, not mine. I say that I bought it, but she likes it. The transfer for this is fucking gorgeous. It's immaculate. But the film itself, I can't really ever get into. I don't really enjoy it that much. I appreciate what it did for cinema, but for me, it just doesn't do much for me. Watchmen, the Ultimate Cut. Now, I wish, at the very least, this just had the director's cut, or all 3 cuts, preferably in 4K, because I don't want to skip through this forced-in animated segment, which makes the film like 3.5 hours. But I do enjoy the film itself. It's just hard to convince myself to watch a 3.5 hour film when I'm going to have to skip some of it. I hope it's a thing where it's just one segment and it's not like spliced in little bits. But if it is, that's a shame. But I do plan on watching this hopefully very soon. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, absolute classic. My dad loves this and I do too. It is fantastic. I've still not watched the 4K yet, but I'm sure it'll look immaculate. Have not seen Wonka yet at the time of recording, but I am seeing it when it comes out. So, War of the Worlds. I have not seen this transfer yet, but I really, really enjoy this film. I think it's very, very good. Tom Cruise is great in it. The scale of destruction and everything is awesome. I think it's very, very good. The Woman King. Now, I know it's not accurate in the slightest, but I just really loved this film. It's a great 4K. The Viola Davis is fantastic, and the fight scenes are incredible. I loved this film so much, and it's got a very, very nice steelbook. The original X-Men trilogy, these transfers all look fantastic. It dates the effects, but it makes the films look gorgeous. And I really enjoy 1 and 2. 3 is fine. I can, watch it and enjoy it, but yeah. X-Men First Class, decent transfer, great film. Yeah. Same with Days of Future Past, decent transfer, fantastic film, one of the best X-Men films. Apocalypse, I've not seen the 4K for this yet, but I can enjoy it, it's fine. I don't know what the transfer is like, so. Dark Phoenix, I enjoy this. It's decent. It's probably on the same level as Apocalypse for me. I don't know what the transfer is like, but I imagine it's decent. Logan, a fantastic transfer, a fantastic film. I adore this film. Incredible. The New Mutants, I really enjoyed this. I didn't see this in cinemas, but I picked up the 4K in a twofer and watched it and really enjoyed it. The transfer is pretty good, and I thought the film was pretty good as well. Deadpool, fucking love this film so much. It's so good. The transfer is decent, but the film is just so fucking funny. So excited for Deadpool 3. Deadpool 2, the Steelbook, it's just, Deadpool 2 is awesome. Deadpool 2 is great. Yeah, they're both great, and I'm so excited for 3. And finally, we have Zombieland. I really enjoy this film. The transfer is decent. And finally, I say finally because it's 2, Zombieland Double Tap. Again, I used to enjoy this as much as the first, but I enjoyed the first more. But this is still really good, and the transfer is pretty decent as well. There's no IMAX scenes in it though, even though it said it on the wrapper when I got it. But yeah, that has been my complete 4K collection for the year of 2023. It has doubled in size. I suspect it won't be this big next, like it won't be doubling again, but we'll see. So I might not do one next year, depending on what happens. Because I don't want to come back and do, like, say if I only get like 50 more next year, I don't want to come back and do the whole thing again, just add 50 on. So I might do a segment where it's like everything I've gotten since X video, because I was going to do one for Blu-ray, but I didn't get enough Blu-rays to warrant adding on to like 1,000+ collections, so we'll see. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. It was a long one, but I always enjoy making these because I always enjoy watching them. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, that's awesome. Remember to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe for more. You can support me on Patreon, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, links in the description. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.